Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a little video check-in this week, a little later in the week than I had hoped, but kind of hard to do sometimes with a 1.5-year-old running around and screaming, so she's asleep right now, so I figured this would be my opportunity. So I just wanted to say thanks for doing everything so far and doing well, and you guys have been getting everything done on time. And you guys have been responding to each other, and that's good. And you guys have been able to provide not only information from the textbook, but kind of how you've seen that information relate to your own selves and how you've used it, or how you've used it well or ineffectively, or how you would do it differently from now. And so I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the emails I've received on the quizzes. I know sometimes the grades have been a little wonky. This is my first semester teaching this class, and the first time I've been using the quizzes the way that I have online. So I've had some issues to work out, and that's kind of affected some of the grades. So I hope I've been able to fix any of those problems you've seen. And please keep emailing me with any questions or concerns like that. I appreciate it, because sometimes I don't notice some of the changes that have happened, or if something is wrong. So thank you for that, and I hope you guys will keep doing that. I hope I've been able to answer your questions and fix any issues that we've had come up. So there's just a couple themes, a couple topics that I kind of wanted to hit on that you all have discussed. Really, the first one that stood out to me, almost everybody seemed to have a fairly similar experience they could talk about, was the book talked a lot about that transition from high school to college. And that's one that's very common for people to experience. It's a very tough transition. And even though there's only 14 of you in this class, I would imagine you could go around and ask anybody at OSU, and a majority of them would have a similar experience. I know myself, I was a good student in high school. I made good grades. I guess I wasn't a good student, but I made good grades. But I never really had to try that hard or apply. I maybe spent 5-10 hours a week, maybe doing study, reading, doing assignments outside of school, that kind of thing. And so college, my freshman year was not ideal. It was kind of a rough thing, because I had no study skills. I had no really school skills at all. I wasn't a very good writer. And I wasn't very good at time management, because I had never had to manage my time in order to fit in studying and schoolwork. And I wish I would have had a course similar to this to kind of like point me in a direction, say, hey, here's what you got to do. And so I kind of had to figure some things out on my own. And luckily I had a couple professors that helped kind of guide me. And then also my sophomore year, I had some roommates that were very studious and good at that kind of stuff. And so I was able to learn a lot of skills from them, which helped me a lot in the long run. And it kind of changed the course of my learning experience, which is good, because if I would have kept going the way I did my freshman year, it probably wouldn't have graduated, or wouldn't have graduated with very much to go for on that. So it's good to have those skills, and it's very common to have that experience. Not only is high school, I think, easier a lot of times, there's not as much as expected of you, like the book talked about, in terms of time management, self-regulation. And then you get to college, and that's really the biggest thing, is managing your time and being able to self-regulate yourself as a learner. Because a lot of professors aren't going to take the time to make sure you're getting stuff done, and plus you only have maybe 5-6 assignments worth 500 points. So if you miss one of those, your grade is very well shot at that point. And so having those skills is really important, and sometimes you have to learn those, unfortunately, when you get to college. But I think in terms of this course and in terms of college, regardless of the subject that you learn, being able to learn time management and self-regulation skills are going to help you for the rest of your life. Those are two things that you will need at home, at work, really anything you do, you have to find ways to do the thing, fit in the things you enjoy, but also fit in the things you have to get done, and to do them, I think, well and effectively. So you have to be able to manage your time, set time aside to do certain things and do other things, and then to regulate yourself on various things as well. You can't work too much, and you can't also play too much. You kind of have to find a balance. And so I hope that those are two things that you all are able to learn from this class, especially because in terms of what else we learn in those classes, those will be the two things that I think are most applicable outside of school. And then the other topic that seemed to be pretty common was just like textbook reading. There's a lot of different strategies to reading textbooks and retaining the information you read. Some people will read a chapter 2-3 times. Some people take a lot of notes. Some people highlight a lot. Some of that's finding out what works for you, what helps you best retain that information, and then be able to apply it in the future, either to exams, discussions, quizzes, whatever it may be. And then also to combine that information and put it with new information in the future. And I just always encourage people when they read, don't overdo it. Don't overtake notes. You can't write down everything you read. You can't highlight everything you read. You have to either find questions that you have and go, well, I didn't quite understand this, or, okay, I see how these two things connect, or, okay, this seems like a topic that keeps coming up. Highlight those things, write those things down, but don't overdo it, because then you go back looking through your notes. I used to do this. I'd write down like everything on every page, and I'd go back and I'd go, well, there's so much there. I can't find anything of meaning. So you have to find what works for you. And also, it's going to depend on the topic as well. I know somebody talked about taking a math course, and when you read a math book, it's going to tell you how to do it and all of that. You can take some notes, but ultimately, it's going to be more about practicing and practicing that math formula or whatever it may be. You get into other classes, it is more about comprehension, being able to connect things, and the note taking is going to change. So you have to adjust the strategies you use depending on the course and on the topic. And is it a freshman level course? Is it a senior level course? Those kind of things affect the strategy you use. And so just be aware of those things, and you have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust to different environments for learning and different information being provided during the learning. So I hope that this course provides you with different strategies and skills that help you succeed not only in this course, but in many other courses as well. So most of our weeks, we will do the discussion, the reflections, the quizzes. They'll pretty much be due the same day and the same time every week until the end of summer, which is, I think this class ends August 4th. So then on July 15th, your research paper is due. So I want you guys to be aware of that. And Monday or Tuesday, I'll post a kind of more detail on what I'm looking for on that. I know in the syllabus there's just a couple sentences about it, but it's nothing to stress about. It's a pretty short paper, but it's just a way to kind of see what kind of information's out there in terms of research from what we've been learning, and then it kind of allows you to kind of maybe apply and combine multiple things that we've learned so far. And if you want to use topics that we haven't yet reached in the book, you can look ahead to that as well. But I just want that to kind of be on your radar, and for you guys to be aware that is coming up. That'll be due so here in 2 weeks. So look back over the syllabus, and like I said, I will provide some more information on kind of what's expected and what you need to provide in terms of turning that into to have the possibility of full credit for that. And then also the last thing, I'm going to, for this coming up week 4, and then from the following this as well, probably till the end of the semester, we used Flipgrid for our introduction videos. We will try to use that as well for discussions. So you still have the option to do a written discussion like we have been doing with your questions and your responses. But this will provide just a different option for that. So you'll still want to do your reflection, typed out your 2 paragraphs of your reflection of the chapter. So this will be for the questions that you guys have been writing in the discussion. So you can post video questions and then respond in video format to your peers as well. So I'll get that uploaded and I'll post a link to it in the discussion area. So it'll be really easy to find. So if you guys have any more questions, concerns, feel free to email me. Like I said, I try to get back to you guys within 24 hours. And I hope that I've been doing that as quickly as possible. So I will look forward to continuing to have a great semester with all of you, and I hope everybody continues to have a good and safe summer. And I look forward to continuing to read your reflections and discussing posts. And I think that's it. So everything should be uploaded for week 4. You guys should be able to access that and get started as soon as you can. And like I said, I'll post more about the research paper this week. Just kind of giving you guys more detail and direction in terms of what's needed for that. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me. All right, you guys have a great weekend and have a safe 4th. And that's all I got. You guys have a good night. Bye.